Hi everyone, welcome to Liza's Painting Parties. I'm Liza and welcome to July's free paint tutorial evening. So if you are joining me tonight, we are going to be doing a campfire painting. For tonight's painting, I don't have a completed reference photo that I'm going to be using or a completed reference painting that I'm using. What I'm doing is I'm pulling from a couple of images, a couple ideas that I have, and I'm going to be creating it live with you as we're going through it. What I'm thinking is I'm thinking of having a dark sky with some kind of like shiny, like stars twinkling, maybe a moon, not sure yet. I want to have some tall trees, and then I want to have like the fire in the center bottom, kind of like spinning up a little bit. So that's kind of what I have going on, my thoughts to go with it. If anyone has any thoughts as we go along and do the painting, you can feel free to jump on into the comments and you can let me know if you have any ideas or anything you'd like to see. So again, tonight's going to be a bit of our paint as we go situation here. If you are going to be painting the supplies that I'm going to be using, I have a canvas. This one's in a 12 by 16. I'm going to be using it this way in a portrait orientation. I have acrylic paint. So if you have your basic colors, your red, blue, yellow, black, and white, you'll be able to create anything you'd like. I will probably be using some green and some brown as well, but I'll be mixing it as I go, or maybe using my pre-mixed paints, but I can walk through that as well. I have a paint palette that I'll be using and putting all my paints on. I have a couple of containers of water, as acrylic is water-based. Oh, I do not have any paper towels, so I'm going to grab that before we start, as that would be quite important for this process. I have a couple of paintbrushes in different sizes, a large, a medium, and a fine point. So you can feel free to have the same. And I will get started painting in just a few minutes. So if you'd like to paint along, you have some time to grab your supplies and jump in. If you are joining me today, you can, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. You can feel free to say hi in the comments. If you have any questions along the way, you can pop them there as well. So I'll keep an eye on the comments and I'll answer as we go. If, however, I'm into the painting and if someone asks a question and you have an answer for it, please feel free to respond or answer as well and talk to each other. That would be fantastic. And if you are painting along, please take a picture of your completed painting and share it with me on the Lisa's Painting Party Facebook page. I love to see the paintings. It's always really fun to see how everyone's done their own versions of things. So please share. Awesome. So, like I said, we're going to get started in just about 2 minutes or so. And if anyone who's just tuning in who didn't hear the beginning of it, I'm going to be doing a campfire painting. And this does not have a completed painting that I'll be using. I'm going to be doing it with a couple of different ideas that I have and a few reference pictures that I've pulled from. But this will be like a live creation as we go. So if that's not your style, if you want to see when it's done, then I suggest waiting until it's done and then you'll be able to watch the video whenever you so desire. I'll keep the video up on my Facebook page under the videos tab. And I'll also be cross-posting it to the YouTube channel. So if you're watching it from there in the future, hello, enjoy, hope you like it. Hi, Christina, I'm glad you're joining. Yay. Awesome. So yeah, if anyone's joining, please let me know that you're tuning in. You can let me know where you're watching from. That'd be fantastic. I'm in Ajax, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. And it is very warm today. Not like, I mean, it's probably one of the warmest days we've had, I think. Yeah, it's been a hot day. So hopefully all of you are enjoying your weather where you're at, and we'll get started very soon. Oh, you're in California. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic, Christina. Hopefully the weather there is good. We haven't had any like smokes from the wildfires in the last couple of days. That was affecting us quite a bit. So yeah, I'm glad that we can breathe. I mean, considering I'm doing a campfire painting, I guess smelling kind of smoky campfire would be appropriate. But I'm glad that that's taken a little bit of a break right now. But apparently it's supposed to be bad as we continue going on. Oh my goodness, from Melbourne, Australia. Awesome. Hello, Allie. And that's right, you're in winter over there. That is so fun. Hot there, love drawing and painting. Oh, amazing. Oh, fantastic, Christina. She said she's a Native American Indian. She loves drawing and painting. That's great. Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to get started. Also, what I'll say actually before I jump in and get started, I'll say that if you enjoy these, I have free painting tutorials on my YouTube channel. They're also under the videos tab on the Facebook page. There's over 100 on there. So if you like the way I explain things or you just want to get some inspiration, please feel free to check out those channels and see how see what you like from there. And if you would like me to host an in-person or virtual paint party, you can click the link to my website, and then there'll be some information there as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much the little plugs that I have to go before we get starting. Amazing. Hi, Kathy. Okay, perfect. So let's get started. So, like I said, I wanted to do kind of a darker night sky. So I'm going to start with the sky first to get my background in place, and then I'll work my way into the foreground as we go. So with that being said, I do want it to have some blue in it. I do want the blue to stand out nicely. I am going to put a little bit of black, so I'm going to darken it a bit. And I'm going to put white on my palette to start as well. I do like to use white quite a bit on my painting. So that's kind of the amount of paint I have so far on my paint palette. Amazing. Hi, Patty. Fantastic, Christina. Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, great. So where I'm going to start is I want to start getting, again, like I said, like the background kind of going and getting some nice dark colors happening, but I want to go with the blue. So I'm getting my big old brush to start, and I'm just going to start putting some of this blue paint on my canvas. And I'm just wanting to cover it where I want my sky to live. And the paint I'm using, this blue is just called Blue. It's from Artist's Loft. It's Flow Acrylic. It's not any particular reason why I'm using this versus another paint. This is just the one I have on hand. I use a lot from like the Dollarama. I'm just going to get the size of my canvas as we go too. It's a little pet peeve of mine. I like to have the sides of the canvas also painted. Okay. And so when I come up, or when I'm trying to do my own painting idea, I still look at different other existing paintings to get an idea of what I would like to do. And a few of them that I've seen that I really like having I want the sky to still kind of stand out on its own. So this blue is too bright. I do want it to get darker, but I'm just going to get a little bit more of this happening. And I'm just kind of going back and forth, almost like an X's, just to cover it, but not really any particular pattern. Just trying to get some paint on there. Okay, so I'm going to start and get a little bit of black on my brush, and I'm just going to dab it into the corners just to darken up this. And now I'm going to go back and get blue and just go right on top of it. Just blend it a bit. Just to start making it a little bit darker in that night sky. More blue and bring it up. Now I use my paper towel quite a bit to wipe my brush off versus using the water. I like to keep just paint on my brush, especially when I'm doing this process. When I use water, it usually just waters down the paint a little bit too much. I don't want that to happen. I want it to stay pretty opaque. I think I want to be bring the dark a little bit more in. So I'm going to put a little bit more black. And yeah, it looks like I want to do I'm going to do kind of a circle, kind of, almost like the glow is going to kind of emanate it from there a bit and brightening up the sky once we have that campfire in place at the bottom. So the corners are kind of darker. That's a little bit better. I like that. Okay. Let's continue to bring the sky down a bit. I wonder how far. How far shall we bring it? Maybe I don't want to bring it too far. I want to have quite a bit of like background, some trees and. I can see. Oh, thank you for responding, Ali. I appreciate it. Hi, Lynn. No problem. You can always watch paint anytime you like. If you like the way it turns out, you can decide to paint later. For anyone who's not sure, who's not going to fully trust me as we go, you can like wait and be like, all right, let's see what this turns out as, and then we'll see how it goes. Kind of, I find it fun to do this sometimes when you're just kind of winging it to see what it turns into. I'm going to get this element a little bit darker. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I'm going to use a little bit of white. Okay. Cool. I think that's working. All right. So, I'm just going to get the sides of my canvas. Okay, I'll do this side too. See the canvas quite a bit right there. I just want to cover. I don't like seeing like the white little dots of the canvas show up. I'm just going to get that going. All right, so that's good. I like that for my sky so far. And now I think where did I learn artwork from? So I really enjoyed painting when I was in high school. That was where I started to get into painting and composition. And then from there, it was just been like a hobby that I've just done rather not that often actually. And it wasn't until 2020 when I started this. I went to a few paint nights and I thought, ooh, that'd be really fun. I really enjoy people and I love explaining and like teaching and going through processes like that. And I really like painting. So I thought, okay, this would be a cool way to merge those skills. And then I just did some lessons virtually. And that's how I got into doing this. And yeah, and honestly, it's just been like by painting a bunch of paintings that I got more comfortable with how to do it and better techniques and better practices, and also watching other painters and other tutorials. That helps a lot. Yeah, that was pretty much it. There's no actual like I didn't go to school specifically for it. I just, again, did a little bit in high school. So that's been that. Okay, so we have this going. Now I think I want to add maybe some kind of like an outline, like maybe like a tree line or some stuff in the background, like some land that's living in the background. That's what I want to do next, I think. And I think I'm going to use maybe a medium brush to get that in. I don't know if I want to go full black. I'm trying to think if I want to do that, if I want to go more like a purplish. Kind of feeling like I want to do like almost like a really dark purple first. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to add a little bit of red. So I'm going to kind of do a really dark purple, like land or like far away little trees. And I'm going to do that dark purple by getting some red and some blue. And this is just to give me like a nice little landscape where that fire will end up being the main star of the show, but okay. So I think, so I want my tree line to be behind here, or like, not much tree line, but my land. So I'm just going to start by just putting kind of a line where I want that to live. Okay. And then I want to just start putting in, I'm going to do like little lines in the background like that. I'm getting a weird glare. It's hard for me to see how this is looking. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do something a little bit higher up. Maybe instead of like a tree line, maybe you want to do some like mountains. That works too. The paint's still quite wet, so it's not. Okay. So I want some of them to be a little taller than others. Might even add water. I'm not sure. Like a little lake or something that we're like camping by. Okay, so we have like a little tree line happening back here. I feel like that line is off. Let me just look at it straight on. It's a little bit off, so that's good. Okay, cool. That's cute. Nice. Marion, hi. And hi, Laverne. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we have like a nice little like dark purple tree line happening. Awesome. Okay, and then I think from here, I think I want to add, I definitely want to do some bigger trees coming down in the foreground, but I think I want to, let me just think for a second. How do I want to do this part? Yeah, I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Let me get my bigger brush. I'm going to bring that land down a little bit more. Okay, so I think I want this to come down a little bit more. Bring that down. I like that better. Okay, good. And then now I think I'm going to go with some black. And then I think I'm going to put like another land formation here. Yeah, I think that's good. Kind of give it like a bit of like hills and stuff happening. Okay. Hi, Vicky. Okay, so now, I think I want to go back to the sky and just put some stars happening. Just deciding if I want to do like a moon or not. I think let's just put some stars right now, and then we can decide if we want to do some other things. So a very quick and easy way to do stars, I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush, and I'm just going to dip it in my white, and then I'm just going to put little dots. Okay, so we have like a little stars happening. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, great. And, maybe we'll have some of them shiny. So we'll just go, we'll just like, no, I need it to be thinner. Let's grab my thin brush and just make it a little shinier. So I'm just gonna add like a little bit of like, a little bit of like little light strokes kind of around some of them. Make them kind of twinkle. Nice and bright, kind of shine. Just so like it gives the impression of stars more than snow. Because sometimes when you do that technique, it can kind of look like it's snowing instead of like stars. So if you just kind of add a little bit of lines around it, it gives it more like a twinkly effect. Okay, cool. So I like that. Don't know if I'm going to do a moon yet. We'll leave the moon option for later. So right now we have our stars, so we're good. Now let's go and put in some trees. So I think what I want to do is, maybe before I put in some trees, I do want to fill in my front here a little bit more. So I just want to put like a background kind of color. Kind of want maybe like a really dark brown. I do have a pre-mixed brown. It's from Deco Art Crafters Acrylic. This one's a cinnamon brown, so I think I might use that. And I'm going to just use a little bit of black in it just to darken it up a bit. It's quite light. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on my canvas just to give me a background to work with. So just put in the brown and the black. And then I'm going to paint some trees and stuff on top of it after. I was going to maybe do like water, but no, I don't think I'm going to actually. Okay, so I'm going to do this. We're going to bring it all the way down. To give us ourselves a background that we can use after. I'm just going black and brown, just bringing it all the way down. So I want to get my trees in next, and I just want there to be like a background you can see. Okay, I'm just going to do the sides. And the bottom. Okay, so now we have a base. Kind of looks very like sci-fi like right now, eh? Kind of funny. Okay, now we are going to put in some trees. I think I will use black. I think they're going to be pine trees. I think so. So I want them to be, I think, higher on the outside, and then they're smaller on the inside, I think is what I want to do. So I want to put one like here, and I want to put one like here. Okay, and then with this tree, it will get, it's thicker at the bottom here, so this is where the trunk becomes a little thicker. I'm using black, and I'm using my medium brush. I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. Okay, and I think I'm going to put another one like here. I'm just putting in their trunks right now, and then we'll add branches and do everything else we want to do afterwards. Okay, and I'm going to put one more here. And they're kind of like smaller as they're getting to the middle, like they're getting a little smaller, a little shorter. Okay, And then I think I'm going to use the black to put the tree, like the branches on and stuff, but then I'll highlight it in a different color afterwards. So to do the I'm just going to go back and forth with my brush and leave some gaps between them. And remember, they can kind of look kind of funky because they do grow a little bit. They can tip up a little bit if we need them to. Okay, I need more black. Using lots of black. Boop. Okay. Let's jump to this side and then do this one a bit and we'll come back. So just kind of bringing these down. And as they come down, like further, like on the trunk, they usually get like a bit fatter. I think that's as far down. I'm going to go with that one right now. Maybe I'll add more later, but right now it's fine. Okay. Okay, and we're going to do that. I'm going to actually go down to this one that's further away and then do the ones. Okay, so I'm just going back and forth, putting in some of these. So the ones at the top are a little smaller or thinner. And as you get further down the trunk, you can make them a little thicker. I would say just try to be cognizant that you're not just doing the same, like almost like a stamp pattern. Like make sure like they're kind of varied, and some of them might tilt upwards. Might look a little funky, and that's, but you kind of want them to have like look different. So Linda, I didn't, but it already came with a coat on it, so it was already prepared prior to me starting. But I didn't personally know. Okay, and then we'll do this one here. Okay, great. So we have a nice forest. Hi, Charity. Oh, thank you so much. Will you be able to rewind it? And you can also watch the recording. So if you wanted to do that now or a little bit later, it's totally up to you. All right, so I think I want to add a little bit of color onto my trees, like just a smidgeroony. I do want them to stay like black because they are kind of in a silhouette, like it's a very dark, clearly. But I do want them to have a little bit of, maybe a touch of like a little bit of green, kind of hint of the green. I'm going to put a little bit of green on my palette. I'm going to use the same brush that has tons of black on it. So my green is going to end up being quite dark. Okay. And then what I think I'd like to do is I'm just going to go in, and the branches that I'm going to have that campfire going here. So maybe with some, be able to see a little bit of the green on the branches. That might be picking up a little bit. I don't know if you can really see it too well on camera because I feel like it's still quite dark. But I'm just putting a little bit of this really dark, that's pretty wet, so I can't do that one yet, green on some of my branches, just to give it a bit of a kiss of light. Probably do that too once we actually put the fire in place. Maybe that would be nicer, but it's okay. I just want to do this now. This is still quite wet, so. Okay. And I think with the trunks, I'm going to do similar. I just want to get a little bit of brown and just kind of just at their bases. Bases for sure, and then I think I'm going to bring it up a little bit. this. I don't know if I like that as much. I kind of want it. I started making it go sideways, and I'm like, no, I think I need it to go up and down. Like, that makes more sense. I'm just going to go in and just touch a little bit on the trunk. A little bit of this brown again. Just a little bit, little hints of it. Okay. And this is a little too much, so I'm just going to go back in with black and tone that down because I got a little too brown there and I don't like that. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now my trees are still kind of floating a little bit. So you're going to go to swimming. Amazing. Well, have fun swimming, Christina. That's awesome. And desert scenes, yeah. I think desert scenes are really fun. I kind of was thinking of doing one. Maybe for the next paint party, we'll do a desert scene. We'll see. Oh, good. You can actually see it really good. Okay, good, Charity. That's awesome. I wasn't sure because sometimes the glare and also the angle that I'm on, I can't really tell you. Now that I look at the screen that you're seeing, you can see the color pretty good. So that's awesome. That's really good. I did not go to an art school, no, but thank you for asking. Nope. I'm pretty much self-taught besides my amazing high school art teacher that really sparked the creativity and the love of painting, love of acrylic painting for me. And that was many, many moons ago in high school art class. And it's just been painting a lot. So you'll find over 100 of my paint tutorials, and it's just been me painting and learning even as I go too, and just getting better at it. Okay, cool. So now, what should I do next? I think I kind of, I do want to get this fire started, but I feel like I need to ground my trees a little bit. Like they seem like they're floating. So I don't know if I want to do that first, or if I want to get the campfire started. I think we should get the campfire started. That's what I think. So I have like one image that I really like the way they did the campfire. I think it's really cute. But I'm not sure. I saw another picture that I really liked. So I might... Now it's the tricky part. Now it's like, which kind of campfire do I want it to be like? Dun, dun, dun. There's so many different ways to do fire. I'm just taking a look at some of the examples that I had here. One of the people who do tutorials that I absolutely love is the Art Sherpa. Her paintings are incredible and they're all free. You should definitely check her out too if you're looking for inspiration or different ways to paint. That's not the one I'm looking at right now, but I've seen a few of hers and they're like incredible. Oh, I like that idea. No, I don't really like that as much. Okay, let's go with, maybe I'll just go with what I originally had. I started like second guessing it as I was doing this one. I was like, oh, maybe I should try this other one I'd seen before. Let's see. All right, I think this could work. So I'm gonna pop the fire in first, and then we're gonna put some like logs around it to make it pop and make it come out more. I am an outsider artist. I like that description, Charity. That's funny. All right, so let's do the fire. Let's see how we're going to do this. Okay, so I think we're going to start, yeah, I like this one. All right, I need yellow and probably some more. I have white already, which I'm good with. I'll have some red already on my palette. So I'm going to go with a yellow, which is going to be quite bright, intense, but we'll go with it. I think I'll go with my more fine brush for now, just for more control. And we'll go from there. So I think what I'm going to start with is let's just get the shape of what I want. So this fire is going to sit here. So I'm going to kind of do it like almost like a teardrop shape. And I'm just going to fill it in with this yellow. This yellow that I have is quite runny, actually. It's very, it's not very opaque. It's quite translucent, which is kind of annoying, but I think might be in my, might actually be working in my favor for this kind of painting, because it kind of has that kind of glow. All right, and then I want to have a few little flicks coming up, so maybe like here. Maybe I'm looking at kind of a reference one to get an idea. So I just want these to stay pretty thin. I think that is looking cute. I want it to be even higher. Okay, and now from here, I'm going to get some red. And I feel like this red's going to be a little bright. I'm just mixing it into a little bit into my yellow, my palette, just to make it a bit orangey. I think with acrylic paint, it can be really forgiving, which is nice. So I'm going to just put in some lines of this red. And the red, I don't want to put too much of it in. I just want to almost follow the curve of the lines that I'm doing. And almost just add a little bit of just emphasizing the shape. And now I'm going to go back to my yellow and I'm going to add a little bit more. Almost exactly where those red lines are, reddy orangey lines. I think I also want to use some white too in a moment. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to get pure red actually. I'm just going to put a few little. So here, what I want is I want to see each like color I'm putting in. So I'm going in with a thin brush and I'm trying just to do like one stroke of color and then like leaving it. If you put a stroke of color and then you keep going over it, you're just going to blend it out. I want to have like each little stroke to kind of give that feeling of that movement of how fire is constantly like flickering. And if you end up just blending it, it's not going to give that same effect. I'm going to add a little bit of white because I want to play with the white a little bit too. And I want to put some white. I think the white's going to make it pop. I'm going to also put a few little lines. And again, I'm always going back and grabbing more paint because as soon as I touch the already wet paint, it then ends up picking up the other colors that are on here. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, that's the white made it pop. Okay. And I'm going to go back with the yellow again. I'm just going to tone it down a little bit. Sorry if my hair's there. I feel like it might be. Okay. Okay, go back and get a little bit of red. No, I wanted that yellow actually. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. All right. I think I'm digging that one. I feel like it looks very white on the. Whoa, that's like a pure glare, no? Okay, whoop. Okay, can you see that? Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. So I feel like it's just pure glare and you couldn't really see anything of what I was doing. So hopefully that is helpful. Although it does look very white. I promise you it's more yellowy. So for the acrylic paints that I use, I operate under making this very accessible for anyone who's starting off to paint. So all the paints that I use are very cheap, to show that you can actually create nice paintings with cheap paint. So the paints that I use are from Dollarama. A lot of them are these ones called Deco Art, which is crafters acrylic. It's like $1 or $1.25 each, essentially. And then I've also grabbed these ones, which are called Artist Sloth. They're flow acrylic. And this one was from an art store here called Michael's. And it's only because it was like the cheapest ones. So it wasn't specifically because they were better or in any particular way. Yeah, so that's the ones that I use for my painting. But there are some beautiful, much better quality paints that you can use. But I do use the basic paint, cheap ones. Okay, good. I'm glad that you could see that better. Because, yeah, I was looking at it in the way you guys could see it, and I was like, ugh, can't see anything from this. What is this? Okay, perfect. All right. Now, there is going to be some, like, little flickers and stuff happening. So I want to do that because I want it to be, like, coming up a bit. One of the paintings I had it coming up, like, right up. So I don't know if I want to do that. But I might just put in my little flickers going up. The little ash, I guess. I'll play with that a bit, but and then I'll decide if I want it to. I'm just gonna put like a little lines, and then I'm gonna do it in yellow too. I'm just gonna kind of mirror the colors that I already put into my fire. Alright, I think that's alright for now. And then I want to do a little bit off these little guys here. Maybe all the mosquitoes flocking to it too. Alright, so this fire is sitting in the middle of the air right now. So we need to center it and put something, maybe like an actual campfire, maybe some logs. So one that I saw looks kind of cool. Okay, let's get the brown, and then we'll play with that and we'll go from there. Okay, so these ones have logs kind of coming into it, which I kind of like. So I'm going to use this, and then we'll change it up as we feel necessary. There's one log. It's always funny, in the pictures, like, you always have these, like, logs that look pretty perfect. Whenever you go camping, it's just, like, these wacky size and wacky type of logs instead. It's funny. Okay, so started with that, and then I think I'm going to get some black, and then just define them a little bit. Okay, so just put a little bit of brown and black. Just going to top them a bit so they look kind of like wood. Alright, and I feel like they should be glowing a little bit. Because they're kind of caught in the fire. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but we're going to play with it and see if I can get it kind of like an orangey. Just like touch the tips of it a bit. Yeah, I kind of like that coloring on it. Okay, cool. Now, usually around the campfire, you just don't have a bunch of wood like that. There's usually like rocks or something that kind of are holding it in place, so like the fire isn't like spreading into the woods. So I want to do that a bit too. So I'm going to put some rocks and I'm going to do them with a gray. So I'm going to get a bit of black into my white and do some like boulders around. They're kind of holding this fire in place. Okay, so I'm going to just put, I'm just doing any gray right now, and then we can darken our light in as we go. That looks a little light. There we go. Okay. It's actually kind of good to be a bit lighter so I can see what I'm doing, and then we can change it up. So when I do rocks, pick any gray color you want. Then you're just going to give them little shapes. And again, rocks are sometimes all round. You can make them like a perfect little round fire pit, or you can give them a little bit of character and make them a little funky. I'm just mixing some more gray as we're going along here. Okay. Okay, so now let's put some definition in some of them. So I'm going to get some black and then just put a little bit of black kind of on the bottoms and also where there would be shadow. Okay, then I'm going to get a little bit of white and I'm going to hit the tops of them with the white to give it a bit of a highlight. Okay, I think that is working. That looks cute. Cute little fire pit of love. Oh, you took a little break from painting. Oh, I'm so glad that you're inspired to start up again. That makes me so happy. Thanks for sharing that, Charity. That really makes my day. That's amazing. Oh, cool. And you're also an outside. I love that. Um, yeah, I love painting skies and water. I love trees. So honestly, like anything like landscape orientated is like my jam. I absolutely love it. I've been experimenting a little bit more with doing some more like abstract vibes. So I really also like having like animals, but making them really colorful, making them almost cartoon like, but with like a lot of different colors. I really like doing that too. How about you? Is there one that you like better? What's your preferred? And anyone else can jump in too. If there's something you like to paint, feel free to jump in and share. Okay, cool. So we have our campfire. I love how it's like, I'm thinking about leaving it like an unintended, like there's no one there. Well, I guess the person who like made the fire is taking a picture of it or something, you know? Okay, cool. So we have our rocks. I do want to do something to the ground. We want to like do something to the ground. What do we want to do to it? Because right now it still looks like it's floating. So I'm not digging that too much. I don't want floating. So I need to get some black, I think. And just like put something like maybe like shadow, put some lines just to like make this look like that it's has a bit of a shadow and it's like sitting on land. Yeah. And I think also we should probably do the same thing for our like trees. So I'm just going to like I think that's working. Okay. to like set them on some land. Yeah, I think that is good. Okay, that is working. Okay, let's do a little bit of brown. Just add a little bit of highlight, a little bit of dirt to my ground, a little bit of texture. Do the same thing for my tree zone. Just make it look more like dirt, I guess. Okay. What else do we want to do? Let's think for a moment. So we have our campfire. I really don't like to paint any like structures, so I would not want to put a chair in this right now. So I don't want to do that. But I think I might want to do a moon. We could do a moon, like boom, center, like a nice full moon. That'd be kind of cute, I think. What do you guys think? Sticks on the ground. I like that idea a lot, Charity. That's a great idea. Put some like kind of random sticks and some other like things happening. I like that idea. Yeah, let's add some little details like that. That's great. So I'm going to use the brown to start off with that. Let's just say, yeah, we have like a little... Just add like a twig or something here. Some black. Okay. I'm also thinking like even some little like almost like grasses or something growing. I kind of want to do that too. So I think maybe we'll do that as well. Maybe we'll put a few little... So this green is quite vibrant. A few little grassies happening. I think that's kind of cute. Okay, okay. I like that. All right, let's do that moon. I want to do the moon. Okay. I'm going to go right with my white to do the moon, and then we'll tone it down as we so desire. Okay, let me do a quick... I want to just get a reference so I can... Let's get one that I like. Do 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 do. All right, maybe that one's kind of cool. All right. So let's just get white. I always like to start smaller than I want it, and then I can make it bigger. If you start really big and then the circle's not quite right, it can be very annoying. I find one smaller, and then I just like make it bigger as I just like pull it out as I go. And I really try to use the brush. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, now I need some gray because I need to dirty it up a little bit. Okay, I've dirtied it up, and I'm just going to clean my brush. And then I'm just going to mix it a bit, just like, again, kind of dirty it up a little. There, that's good. I think that is good. Okay, and then I want to add a little bit of a glow to it. So with the same, you saw it with the same brush. I didn't wipe it and add anything more to it. It just had a little bit of that white paint on, and then I'm just kind of going around in a circle, almost like cleaning off the excess of the brush here, just to give it a bit of a glow. So hopefully that worked out well, and you can kind of see that. Okay, I think I also want to add a little bit more to the ground here. I want to add just a few little, almost like some brown, like little dots, almost like, I don't know, like leaves and stuff. I'm not sure what. I'm just going to add like little textures. Maybe we'll use the gray too, like almost like little rocks or something. Ooh, I feel like it's going to be really light. I'm putting more black in it just to darken it. I don't think I want them to be super bright. Okay, I think I'm digging that. Okay. And now that that's all coming together now, because it looks like that glow and that highlight we put on our trees and the highlight we put on the trunk, sorry, and on the branches, like that looks like it makes sense now with that fire happening in the middle, which is good. Awesome. Okay, I think I'm feeling pretty good about this. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, absolutely do. It was definitely a fun one for sure. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. This is really exciting. It's always fun because sometimes, especially when, like I said, I was doing this without like a full on reference photo, so I was using a couple of different ideas and a couple of different images I've seen to put this together. So I found like an image of fire that I liked, and then that was a separate idea. This is a separate idea with the rocks around it. Um, Putting the trees and doing these types of trees was a step from a different type of painting I saw it before. The whole background was just my own idea, just to have like something in the background. Again, putting the moon and having the stars. So like, it's cool to look at a bunch of different images and then grab things that you like from it and then put it together and make it your own. So if you're struggling with coming up with your own original ideas, which is something that I've struggled a lot with, I find it's really helpful to almost like piecemeal from existing paintings. So find a sky that you really love and then use that sky, and then grab trees from a different painting and put those trees on it, and then grab water from a different painting and put that water on it, and that will start getting you comfortable with different types of compositions and different um, painting techniques, because sometimes you can like um, choose different aspects to put in. So maybe the sky is really swirly and then you have the water being really still, or the water being kind of crazy and the sky being like rainy. So like you can pick like different ideas and put that together, and I find that helped me a lot. So definitely check that out if that helps you. But I think for today, this is it. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you painted along, please take a picture and share it with me because I love to see it. I will post this, the final picture as well on the site. So every Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month, I'll do a free live tutorial like this. So please come back and check out for next month. Like I said, maybe we'll do a desert scene next month. I think that sounds like a good idea. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. If you're interested in doing a paint party, virtual one, or if you're in the Toronto area, I'd love to do one in person as well. You can reach out to me, you can DM me, or you can check out my website and see the packages there. And that's about it. So I hope you had a fantastic time. I really enjoyed you all joining. Thank you so much and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye, everyone.